Hello, hello, welcome back to my channel. Diane here. I'm so glad you could join me. Today we're doing a Crafty Christmas in July video. This series of videos is a set of 25 collaborators, and we are each doing videos about Christmas in July. If you search the hashtag Crafty Christmas in July 24, you can find all the videos and tutorials that all the collaborators will be posting. There's also a giveaway. The drawing is on August 1st, and you can enter from July 1st to the 31st by posting a picture of your Christmas project using the hashtag in the Facebook group Sweet Pea Papers or Junk Journal Tutorials and More. Each post is an entry, and you can post in both groups at the same time to double your chances of winning a prize. There's lots of great digital prizes, and it's going to be a fun time. You'll get a lot of inspiration by watching and by looking at all the other posts of everyone else. I'd like to thank our designers who have donated kits for us to use. So generous of them. And I'd like to take a moment to ask you, if you wouldn't mind, please give me a thumbs up, give me a like, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment. All these things really help my channel to grow, and it's such a great thing for me. I really appreciate it. I enjoy engaging with all my subscribers. I love reading the comments and replying, and I've gotten to know some of you, and it's fun to make friends. So thank you. I appreciate that. Let's get on to today's craft. Here we go. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Diane here. I'm so glad you could join me. Today is going to be a fabric and sewing day. I am going to make some fabric ruffles for my Christmas journals. I was watching Carrie over at the Paper Monkey. She had a video a couple months ago. I'll link it down below, where she did fabric ruffles, and she used a seam ripper to help her guide them. And I thought that is a great idea because, you know, my little chub fingers, I was trying to fold and it just didn't work very well. But we'll get to that in the next part. When we go over to the sewing machine. She did a fabulous job, and I've sewn a couple and it worked so well for me. I was like, yes, let's do this. So like this fabric here, I ripped off a 1.5 inch strip. Look at that. That is just so cute, and it was so easy. So then I had the idea, let me see if I could layer 2 fabrics and do a ruffle. So this one, I cut the strip 1.5 inches wide, and I really like the width of this as a page edge or a tag topper, or, you know, I just think that's a really great size. Excuse me. Got a little frog in my throat there. So I think I'm going to keep it that size. I like the 1.5 inch. Okay, water. Water time. Okay. So what I've done before I turn the camera on is I ripped some plain red fabric at 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to rip some of these fabrics at 1.25 inches. And then I'll layer them up. And we're going to go over to the sewing machine, and I'll show you what I'm talking about making the ruffles. Okay, stick with me. I'm going to rip some fabric, and I'll meet you over at the sewing machine. Hi everybody, welcome back. Alright, so we've switched up the camera angle, and now I'm at my sewing machine. Some people have asked me about it. I have a Singer patchwork. I purchased this at Joann's in 2019. And it has lots of different stitches that I hardly ever use. I only use them for decorating purposes. But today I think I'm going to go with a zigzag stitch. So I'm just going to turn this to 3. I've got the foot pedal plugged in because I need both of my hands to make the ruffles. The setup is whatever needle came with the machine and whatever foot came on the machine. Like I said, I'm a functional sewer. I don't have any clue what these things mean. So I'm going to do a couple different ruffles just to show you some of my ideas that I had. I was watching Carrie at the Paper Monkey the other day, and she just had an absolutely fabulous tip for making ruffles. I've always had a hard time making them. mainly, you know, the size of my fingers, and putting it under that little tiny foot always vexed me. But she showed using a seam ripper, like using this long side to push it in there, and I was like, wow, how genius. I'm trying to shove my fat fingers under there, and this is much easier. Also, you know, my hand is further away from the needle, which is always a good thing. I'm not the most graceful person either. So what she did was she just folded a couple of ruffles like this and then put it under the foot. Okay, so far so good, right? You've got a couple pleats. And then she would take this and just kind of push the fabric. Now, does it have to be perfect? No. The ruffles are really cute no matter what you do, honestly. First, I'm going to just hold this. The beginning is the weirdest part for me. So I'm going to hold this and put a couple stitches. And then I'm going to back stitch just to lock them in. Okay. And now we're ready to go forward. Okay. So I'm kind of supporting the fabric because it's a long strip. And just going to sew and push. Sew and push. And it's okay to stop. If you're like, ooh, if you're like me, you know, I'm not a quick sewer, that's for sure. Or if you're somebody who needs something perfect, you know, take your time. We got all day. We could be here forever. I don't want to be here forever, but that's what I'm doing. I'm just kind of pushing, a couple stitches. Pushing, a couple stitches. Eventually you might get confident enough that you'll just keep continuously sewing. Hopefully I'll get to that phase one day. Let's see, they aren't perfect. I'm just pushing, and whenever I feel I need to stop, I just lift my foot off the thingy, the pedal, that's what it's called, and reorient myself. I feel like I'm going a little to the left, so I'm gonna re-straighten this. There we go. And I love how these look when they come out. I've been doing this for a while this morning already. Okay, now see here, I've pulled my ruffle out and I'm kind of far back, so I'm going to shove that right up under there. Get her right up under there and then start another one. There we go, right back on track. All good. Even this bothers me that this is not fluffed out, but after I'm done sewing I can fluff it out, so I'm going to try not to let it get to me. There we go, we're almost to the end. And I'm going to back stitch right there. And then forward stitch. Done. Alright, let's pull this guy out. Cut our threads. And I don't like the designer name there, so I'm just going to cut that off. I probably should have cut that off before I started, but now it's done. So there we have our cute ruffle. We went from candy canes to, you kind of get the impression of a candy cane, but it's just about the colors, really, for me. So I was doing this, and then I thought, okay, this is really cute. I wonder if you could do 2 layers of fabric. I'm sure you can. Let's see if I could figure it out. So this strip was, like I said, 1.5 inches wide. So I went and I tore some more fabric. And I found a plain red fabric in my stash. I tore that 1.5 inches wide, And then I tore the green 1.25 inches. So then I thought, okay, layer that up. That looks cute. You have the red sticking out. That's adorable. Okay, so another couple folds like we did before. Put that under here. Now since it's 2 layers of fabric, it's going to be a little thicker. So let's see if that helps or hinders us. So I have it lined up kind of to the edge of my board here. I'll have to stop occasionally and reline it up. But let's see, let's get one more fold in there. And then do the same thing. Do the forward and the back to lock in your stitches. Couple stitches, couple back, couple forward. Okay, so we're good to go. They're at least tacked together at the end. So I kept doing the same thing. Just push both of them together. Okay, and that's how much I had lined up. Let me reline this up. I do have a really long piece here. If you wanted to, you could start with shorter pieces, but I went from selvage to selvage, so I think it's like 44 inches or something, so it's kind of hanging off in my lap. That's why I have to keep straightening it. There we go. Put that back in the middle. Looks like my fabric is kind of wandering off to one edge. That's okay. It will still look cute. Almost there. Getting closer. And we're going to back stitch and forward stitch. Okay, locking that in. So now isn't that cute with the little peekaboo behind it? That's adorable. I love that. Okay, so let's go back to the desk and you can see what I've mass made today. Okay, so while I was on my sewing machine, I was looking at my wall of ribbons that is on this side of me, and I saw this adorable Christmas themed fabric ribbon that has a wire edge, and I thought, ooh, I wonder if we could ruffle that. So also I have these kind of retro colored ribbons, and I thought, oh my goodness, they both go so well with this. So I've got this down off the wall, and I'm looking, it's a 2.5 inch ribbon, and this did come from Hobby Lobby. I'm sure I got it on clearance. I did not pay $10 for this. I paid $5 or $2.50. So, and it's a lot of ribbon. So like I said, this is wire edge ribbon, but it's kind of fabric-y. So I thought, you know, let's give it a try. And these guys are, I'm sure I thrifted these. These are 1.5. So that's what we've been using for our fabric base, and then 1 1/4 on the top. So let's see if we can make this work. So I'm going to swing you just a little bit so you can see the edge of my desk here. I have a sticker that is my ruler, so I'm going to use that to measure. Let's see, can you see me? Well, I'll be at the edge of the frame, but I'm just going to measure out 2 feet, and then we will give this experiment a try here. 2. Okay, there's our ribbon. And let's do our pink and our green. 2 foot. It is really handy to have the ruler right on the edge of the desk. It makes it so easy when you're crafting. I don't know about you, I have a trouble telling the sizes of things. I can tell if they're the same size, but if you ask me if this was inch, inch and a half, 2 inches, I have no idea. I have to look at the label or measure it. Okay. So we have our ribbons now, all cut to 2 feet, and we're going to cut this one in half. But first I want to take the wire out of the end. If you look, you can see the wire poking out the end there a little bit. So I'll just grab that with my fingernail and pull it out a little more so I can really get a hold of it. And see, it kind of bunches it up right there a little bit. But if you put your fingers on the part where the wire's not, and then you kind of start pulling, you can get to a point where it will just pull the entire wire out in one piece, which is really nice. I have a lot of wire edge ribbon, but sometimes you don't want the wire in the edge, so I have so much ribbon because I used to do wreaths and such, but it's kind of a shipping pain because they're so big and then they're fluffy, and when they get there they don't look as fluffy. There we go. So I've pulled a lot of wire out of ribbon in my day. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so now we have this 2.5 inch ribbon and we want to cut it in half. So I am no good at cutting a straight line over long distances. I can mostly do it over a short distance. So we are going to fold this up and make sure the edges are lined up, and then it'll be a shorter cut, which is also the reason I only wanted to do 2 feet, because I want to be able to cut through. Okay, so that looks like about half. We're going to go with that. There we go. I'm going to double check it on my little ruler. Yeah, that's almost 1 1/4. And that one is 1 1/4. So, you know, close enough. Now, since I have an open edge on this side, I think I want to cut off this little stitching that held the wire on, because I don't think it's going to ruffle the same way on both sides if I don't. So I think we're just going to preemptively do that on both sides. I love the Christmas ribbon selections at Hobby Lobby. They always have cute, cute stuff. And if this works, we've just opened up the possibilities for fabric ruffles, right? So that's going to be cool. All right, so this little bit that we cut off, I'm just going to throw this away. I don't have any use for it. Someone's probably yelling at me, "Oh, Diane, you could do this or this." All right, let's see what this looks like together. Oh, that's so cute. Let's try it with the pink. Oh, that's adorable too. I love that. All right, so we're going to head on over to the sewing machine and we're going to give this a try and see if this works. See you there. Okay, so here we are back at the sewing machine. I've changed out to pink thread. I didn't want to use the dark green on this because the colors are so light. So here's our 2 ribbons layered together. I think I've got a nice little edge there. Hopefully I can keep that. Let's try folding these and see how well we can get that stitch to run through them. Now, I've never done this before, so we're going to see together if this actually works. Let's see, a couple of stitches. Seems to be going. backspace. There we go. So far, so good. Oh, sorry about that. Bumped you a little there. Okay, the seam ripper seems to be okay with gripping onto it. It's a little stiffer, so I'll just have to go a little slower, I guess. It's okay, that gives me a chance to keep this nice and lined up. Yeah, this is much stiffer. So I need to make the ruffles a little, I don't know what you call that, wider? Oh, so cute. Okay. Kind of getting the rhythm of this here. Going off track a little there. There we go. And back stitch to lock it in. Oh, that looks so cute. All right, you want to do the mint green one? Oh yeah, let's see what that looks like. Oh, lost my ribbons there for a second. I'm like, where did it go? I know I just did. That was real-time confusion. Okay. So there we go. This side looks to be only slightly thinner than the other one, but that's okay. We still have the double layer effect going on. Okay, so the first one was so easy. There we go. Let's pop that under there and use our little seam ripper trick. See if that'll get this one to go. Okay, here we go. And lock stitch. Okay. Got a little too much space in that one. Not paying attention, Diane. Okay, I'm gonna have to slow down. Slow down. Follow your own advice, Diane. Slow down. Okay, well that one went off the rails a little bit. Why does the first one perfect and the second one I'm too confident? See, even when it's a little wonky, it's still really cute. I like that. So I'm going to be sitting here doing this for a while, sewing a few of the more of these. I hope you give it a try, because this was really fun. I had a great time experimenting. Let's go back to the desk and look at everything we did today. Okay, here we are. I've been sewing for quite a while. And this is the result. Look at all this beautifulness. First I wanted to show you the ribbons. They came out so nice with the pink and the green. I love these. I ended up making a couple because I know I'll be using those. They look so retro. Just love it. And then let me show you a couple that I did with. So this is the fabric I started with. And here's the ruffle I made with just the fabric. Adorable, right? But then with the red behind it, oh, that's really cute. I really love that. It's like I was thinking I could put that on the edge of the, like the signature cover, the nice thick cardstock, and then you would get that pop of color. So cute. I love that. Let's see. Here's the one with the Santas. Also adorable. And just look at that. The red just gives it something. It's just a little peak around the edge, but it's really cute. Okay, and then we have this star mint candy fabric. That made a really cute ruffle. I think it's because of the smaller print. You know, you have more activity going on. So those are cute. And then I did this kind of rustic one. I don't have any rustic Christmas stuff out, but I thought, well, since we're here, let's see what this does. Because this has separate things printed on it. But it came out really cute. It kind of mostly looks farmhouse. I got most of the wood and barnyard kind of feel of that. But then look with the red. The red just pops it. Oh, I love it. Okay, so here's some of the other fabrics I used. Just some random, this fabric is so vintage. It had little snowmen and all kinds of things on it, but once you ruffle it up, it just has a Christmas vibe. There's a little plaid. This had some presents and bears and such. This one was an overall print. I did this one with a straight stitch down the center, and then these all I used a zigzag. I think I like the zigzag better for me, but you can do it with a straight stitch too. Oh, look at this one. This one's pretty. This has those little glints of gold threads in it. It was red and white poinsettias. I love that one. Our candies. This was just a fat quarter, so it was a smaller length of piece, so I just got a small piece. Let's see, how long is this? This is about 5.5 inches. I've kind of noticed that the ruffle, depending on how ruffly you ruffle it, will probably end up being about half the length of the fabric you start out with, because, you know, you're folding it. So at least mine did with the way I fold them. And I am so excited to have all of this Christmas goodness to use in my journals this year and possibly next year. Look at that. I love it. So I'm so glad you could come along and join me for my journey. And I hope you'll break out your sewing machine and have some fun with your fabric as well. And I'll see you in the next installment of Christmas in July. See ya!